All right. So I've
Uh,
received word that some of the games in the best of eight bracket are finished up. So why don't we switch over to some of those? And hey, I
okay.
got a Twitch drop for watching myself. Cool. Alrighty. So I think the first were those words? I think the first set that we're going to look up is between Pertz and Nick Laren.
Wait, how do you have zero spirit?
How do I have zero spirit?
Like exactly zero.
Do I? Now you're
Do
making
you?
me check. Oh yeah, I do. Oh no, these are diamonds,
Those are
not spirit.
diamonds.
Yeah, hang on. I swear I have more spirit than that. But now we're just procrastinating. See, what's gonna happen
Don't
now
do.
is since I went to the
Your
crafting area.
decks.
Oh, don't look at my
Oh, yeah,
decks.
there you go.
You're making me self-conscious. Alright, yeah, no, just so chat knows I have 16,000
Oh,
spirit.
no, no judgment. I
Okay.
just, I love it. Like my decks are all over the place. I when I played against Sybil, I saw his banners.
Hmm.
Three tournament win banners, 45 Magmar banners, nothing else. Like that is a man who knows what he wants.
I mean, I'm only at 33 Songhai ribbons, so yes, that's impressive.
Goodness me.
Alright, game one between Nick Laren and Pertz. We're just gonna load this up real quick. I
Lovely.
was I was joking with PonchoMango earlier about, if we ever need to kill time while we're doing this, I can just open orbs because I still have more than 10,000 gold left over.
Yeah, I have quite a bit of gold that I was saving for if they made another expansion.
Sad days.
Yeah. I did actually have to craft cards for this tournament though.
Really?
Um, yeah, what did I was testing oh second copy of some legendary um finisher card that I was testing.
Hmm.
Didn't end up using it. I was a Nimbus. I had to craft a Nimbus.
Oh, okay. Nimbus was incredibly good when it came out. I really struggled dealing with that. But yeah, it looks like this game one is going to be versus Shidai and Argian. So let's start this up and hop right on in.
Goodness me, look at look at that. Who needs minions or cards that do anything, huh?
Nick Laren's doing me
That is
proud. This is the right way to go.
like that spear on turn one actually.
I like the flicker, so we might see some cheeky backstab plays come out of this too. But I mean, we can see that this is like a very greedy spell high list, and I love it.
Yeah. Do you play this bangle here? Like
I
with the two
mean,
lions, you run a lot of risk.
yeah, you do, but you could also, if he walks into the corner, they're not a risk, and then he could just try to dig for more board clearing spells. Because Crescent Spear is really good for turning like mass spell AoE into board clearing.
Yeah.
But alas,
I
nope.
presume do we have lists? There might be like a twin strike or something.
I don't know. I would play Twin
Crossbones.
Strike, but I'm also nuts.
I just saw that Pertz is main deck in crossbones. That's sick.
That's interesting. Maybe he thought he'd be versus a Heartseeker example. Uh,
Yeah, or like lots of Tigresses. Or just forgot to on sideboard.
so
That's entirely plausible.
Nick Laird did something I like here, which is that he had two Onyx Bear Seals, and that's probably why he rushed out to play the other one. Maybe Pert's thinking that, oh well, if he just threw out an Onyx Bear Seal, he wouldn't have another counter, and so hoping
Second
Latigris
one
would
actually.
survive.
I think didn't he just draw the second one?
Did he? I don't know.
Um yeah, I think they just I think the second one might have been off the top or drawn at end of turn or something.
Well, it showed up at a good time. Otherwise, he would have had a real tough time clearing that Latigris. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's Songhai's MO. Top deck it.
Just get lucky.
Mm-hmm. So
So
does Pert throw a lot of damage behind this tiger, or no? He does a tiger shuffle.
ooh, I don't think I like not provoking the opponent there.
Yeah, you'd think that would be an important
Unless
thing to do.
maybe that was a misclick. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, he certainly could kill it with Cobra Strike and Gotatsu. Play two, draw two is a really effective way to go.
That looks nice.
He's really reluctant to get that bangle on the board, which makes sense given that Pritz is kind of like bearing down and not giving him like if he plays it, his artifacts are liable to be cleared really quickly. And there we see the 8 mana, a wombo combo with Bangle, Mask of Shadows, and Flicker, which is really, I believe that is 12 damage out of hand.
I think it's 14, right? Because Mask of Shadows plus
yes.
1 and Backstab 4.
You are correct. It is 14.
Pertz finally sacrifices the line. Oh yeah, here we go. The Crescent Spear is going to die now.
Which, I mean, still is a point of damage advantage towards Niclaren, because if Pertz has to punch and lose a little bit of value with that trade, I mean, he will, because Niclaren gets more value if he doesn't. And he
Pertz does seem to have just kind of run out of gas, and I'm not really sure why. There's... Like, Niclaren still has loads of resources. I guess the... did 1-for-1.
I know it's not the right play, but I think the big flex play is to bangle Flicker and then just run away, just to get out of dodge.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
I mean, I know it's not the correct play. I just think it's funnier.
Yeah, reasonable.
I wonder if those spell swords are ever gonna like come into play, because with him clearing off the whole board, those just become dead cards in hand. Like, there's nothing that he can do with it. And, like, he's going to have to spend those 2 manas to get those 2 slots in hand back at some point.
I presume they're digging to try and find either the Backstab one or the one that draws a card. Murasame.
If Niclaren had 1 more mana, he'd have lethal.
Yeah.
He got rid of Bangle? What? Oh, wait, he has another one. Okay.
There's a backup, yeah.
Right.
This is still a good amount of damage.
I like that because of the placement of the Ranger, he can't use the spell swords on the Kron to get out.
Yeah. Clever. The ranged unit down. I guess it shoots back, which is quite nasty.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled by that. Because, like, Pritz would have to attack with it next turn anyway, so you may as well have just done the extra face damage for free.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I agree with that.
Poncho would like to join the call. Absolutely. Let me add you real quick. I don't really have an icon for you or any Twitch information up, but yeah, let's get him in here. I think I have to add you first, and then I can add Poncho.
Alright, there's some amount of lag on the Discord call here. But looks like that's the game, I'm assuming. No, the celerity's gone. Oh, no, yes, we're good. There's the second bangle.
Give him the old booty blast.
Yeah.
There's something about the streams being desynced. All right, so quick before we jump into the next game, let's sort this out. Can you add me on Discord as a friend so I can add Poncho to the call? Wow, Zero seems pretty adamant about not getting Poncho in here. There we go. All right, Poncho.
Hey.
Hey, Poncho.
Hello.
How's it going? That was.
I just got whopped so hard.
Well, you're on stream, so maybe save the spoilers.
Yeah, no, I won't spoil anything for sure.
Okay. All right. Well,
other than I got 3-0'd.
Okay.
So.
Alrighty. So we're going to watch the next game, Game 2, between Niclaren and Pritz. I was asking Son of Makuta earlier, but feel free to weigh in. Do you think we should hop around in the first round of the top 8, or should we stick with the best of 3s and see what people
Oh, that's interesting. I think if there's a set that's like really, really good and really tight, we should stick to it. But otherwise, I think uh, swapping around can be quite cool, and people can then figure out which set they like the most, and if they want to go watch the replays from that set, they can do that.
Okay. Well, let's watch the settler game between Nick Laren and Pritz in that case. So this will be the last game in the set. Whoever wins this game will have won the set. And then we will start hopping around in the top 8. And then once we get to the top 4, we'll start picking.
All right, cool. Is there supposed to be a delay on the stream?
There is not a delay on the stream, no.
Okay, so it's just me that's behind because the screenshot quality just got better, but it was pretty terrible. I couldn't see anything. So.
Yeah, Discord is gonna be like that, unfortunately. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. It'll just use whatever bandwidth I have available. And
yeah.
you guys effectively get the stream sloppy seconds. Pardon the
I can't see a whole lot right now.
Okay.
It's pretty blurry, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, I wish I could fix it besides getting better internet service, which I frankly desperately need to. My internet service is terrible. Alright, so let's get
okay.
Oh, I feel you.
Maybe I'll try to spectate myself at the same time.
That might not be a terrible approach. Alright, so
it depends. Sometimes it looks good. Alright.
Nick Laren versus Pritz. I mean, I could always turn down the stream quality on Twitch, and hopefully that would
No, the viewers are more important than us.
Okay.
All right. So I faced Nick Laren earlier. I didn't see that deck from him. Seems like artifact. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is always like a play spells I dare you, but once they throw out Onyx Bear Seal, it's really pointless. Like it doesn't matter which one it was, even if it gets buffed, it's turning into a panda either way.
Laren's aggressive use of Onyx Bear Seal quite interesting, actually.
Yeah, he throws that insanely early.
I mean,
yeah, I'll OBS and Azurite Lion, no problem.
It's pretty much I didn't see the Azurite Lion, but it's in this case it's like basically your only answer to Basilisk, right?
Well, no, he could always have
in this case,
he could have Cyclone Mask.
Well, yeah, but then you have to like skip your turn. I don't know.
I mean, dealing 3 damage to a thing isn't a terrible approach.
Basically,
yeah, well, he didn't have
so
Cyclone Mask in hand, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you would have to dig aggressively for it. It's just my preferred way of dealing with the thing. Should it be available?
Yeah. Well, to do that, like, if you don't sort of spend inappropriate removal spells on inappropriate targets, you just end up, like, doing nothing, right? You just, it's not worth spending OBS on that, I'll just pass. And then your hand fills up. So I can kind of see it, like, you kind of need to take opportunities to spend mana where you can, because the deck very rarely plays much. And you just kind of wait around until you kill your opponent. It's a bit odd. It's hard to figure out why it works.
This play is Nick Laren saying, greedy, I don't know the meaning of the word, as he just goes in for the backstab, ignoring everything else.
I kind of like it, though, because...
Like Dredger. That's sick.
You can assume that this Fey list won't have too much healing. I don't know if it's the first time he sees it, or...
Sure, it's just once he's gone all in, right? Like Nick Laren, or Pritz is in a pretty good position to clear off the artifacts, and once he does, Nick Laren has to still account for 17 damage, right? Like if he does that combo and gets him down to 2, more reasonable. But if he does it just to go for 17, it's a tougher position.
Yeah, for sure. At the same time, like his artifacts were gonna get cleared no matter what, and I don't know. He took the chance to just go face. It's weird, but
that's true. Plus, everything in Nick Laren's hand is just I'm going to burn you to death really quickly. So yeah, it's not a terrible play. I'm wondering if and when Pritz plays Concealing Shroud, if this will be a problem, because sometimes that turn is the difference, especially when you play as aggressively as this in a Songhai deck with no board presence.
Yeah, I feel like that's a win from here. I think if you're in Nick Laren's position, I do see the logic though. Like when your hand is literally nothing but burn, it kind of makes sense to start the process early. And, it's mana efficient, right? But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that might have been a twitch a little too quickly kind occurrence.
Yeah, Pritz
Still,
can still shut down any damage McLaren has for 2 turns, though.
yeah, I don't know if McLaren knew that. Like, I presume Purts has just swapped this deck in, given that we saw McLaren playing the same deck earlier. So presumably Purts isn't playing around. McLaren's not playing around Concealing Shroud.
Yeah, I would assume so as well. Spell High decks tend to not run very much Dispel at all. There's definitely no spells in Songhai that support Dispel, and playing minions mean you're not playing Spell High, so... I'd be surprised if
Wow,
I saw Nick Laird get around this.
That's 4 damage. This is such a weird game. Like, there's one quite weird bun deck, and one very, very unconventional bun deck.
I love the, just bangling out of there. You took the Bangle Mobile to the other side of the board.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always a bit awkward against Faye, because, like, if you and Faye are standing on the other side of the board, she's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Warbird, like...
Yeah, but this, buys you a bit of time, and then if you find, like... You can find the damage to kill her off by that time. That's probably your only out is declaring too. So.
Yeah, to do that and then find Flicker. I do agree, it just kind of probably feels a little bad.
Interesting that Nick Laren just elected not to play the Bangle or Mask of Shadows. Or the Bangle, I should say, which he already had. Like, he just got out of range and kept that in hand. I guess for fear of Pritz clearing it off?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Saving it to try and go for the lethal, I guess. Oh my god.
Hey Jim, I think we're going to just hop around game by game in the top 8, and once we get to the top 4, we'll stream the entire sets. Alright, so Nick Laren's keeping his distance without... Oh man, don't tell me he's gonna steal this one with the backstab too. Oh no. He's got the 14 out of hand.
He needs 8 mana though.
Oh no!
I think it's 1 off.
He'll have the 8 mana.
No,
Pritz
wait,
can't get it.
He has the 8 mana next time he has it, yeah.
Oh no, he has no minions to block with either. Oh no, I think this is it. I think Nick Laren's stealing this.
Yeah, that's so sad for Pritz.
Oh my god, this is... Yeah, this is monstrous.
Pretty much the only 3 cards that won him the game there, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he wasn't dead next. Well, actually, possibly with double miss. Oh, it's only 1 mesmerize.
That's the thing. He is, like, in Nick Laren's position, you can't really win unless you do exactly this. It's a very all-in sort of play to go for the early attack.
Also, just by virtue of how backstab works, right? The fact that they don't counterattack, because if they did have the counterattack, that wouldn't have won either. So just like backstab came in clutch there. Oh my god, that was disgusting. Nick Laren, I hope you're happy. This is why people don't like Songhai. And this, which gets me flack, because this is what I do. Alright, let's see. I gotta refresh the bracket real quickly so we can figure out who we should spectate next. And so yeah, that does confirm Nick Laren moved on to the top 4 and knocked out Pritz, unfortunately. But I was watching a lot of Pritz's games in the Swiss round robin, and he did pretty spectacular. So I'm happy to see that. Poncho, since you mentioned the results of your matches, do you want to watch any, or should we just skip right on to the other 2?
I think game 2 was pretty good.
All right, let's give that a watch. We can relive the oddity of spectating and casting your own game.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't think I made any really embarrassing plays in that game we showed earlier, but like, I have made some pretty spectacular punts today.
It's my whole spiel.
I have in this set too, I think. So
which one, real quick?
The second game, the Vitruvian.
Okay. Oops, clicked the wrong one on.
Yeah, that's
a facepalm moment. Actually, I can play that one until it goes. Alright, so we just have about an extra 20 seconds while I fix this.
to worry.
Yeah, it was a fun tourney overall, though. I had a lot of fun. I hope people enjoyed it, but I think overall they did.
Well, that's a question for chat. Chat, how did you like the tournament? How are you liking watching the tournament if you didn't compete?
I mean, as someone who competed in the tournament, I think it was really good. Thank you, Poncho. Thank you for running this thing, and thank you for putting all the effort in.
Yeah, I second the notion. Thank you for setting up one last hurrah in terms of Duelyst tournaments.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. I had to.
This game deserved better before being taken out back and shot behind the barn.
Yeah.
We got a good 4 years out of it.
It's a grisly metaphor. Yeah, it was a good 4 years, wasn't it? All right, so let's get this game between Simon and Poncho on the road.
Oh, strong opening hands from both players here. I like the Mage Swan in Sivan's hand there. I approve.
Oh, that's a cheeky card. That'll come in handy, won't it?
Was that on the...
So that kind of turns off first and
that's a lot of
second
Mage Swans.
wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was his first deck, too. Which really surprised me. Mage Sworn in it. But...
So did he sideboard in the Mage Sworns, or can you not sideboard if you win?
No, you cannot sideboard if you win.
Oh, okay.
That way, like, supposedly there's less sweeps happening because, you know, one player can sideboard with information and the other player has to keep the same deck. But, you know.
I mean, I would say that being said, I
still
saw a lot
got
of
3-0'd.
I saw a lot of sweeps going on during the Swiss rounds as well.
Yeah, well, the Swiss round is, you know, more likely to happen. But
I was really impressed with Simon playing. I watched a good bit of him, and at one point I messaged him. I was just like, "You're a monster."
Oh, he really whipped me well. Like this set, he really played it well, and I wasn't playing my top game, especially with like my Kalios deck, but he was playing pretty exceptionally.
I think he's an exceptionally strong positional player, but maybe he just cheats because he used to work for Counterplay.
He probably does. I think he does.
Actually, he like drew the absolute nuts, especially in game 2. So yeah, he clearly just fixed the shuffler. Just called them up and like, hey, guys, can you do me a quick solid here?
Him and Riverwrath. That's what I keep saying. They're both cheaters.
I think I've played against Sibon at a tournament before once, and he was playing like Control Varth or something, and it was relatively straightforward in my favor. So I've been solidly avenged upon. Riverwrath I've played a bunch of times, actually.
I don't think I've won against Sibin in a tournament since like MDL1, so I'm pretty far back.
Well, Sibon, like this is a bit awkward.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like
Oh,
an
you've got to
effective
monetize the
way.
Tigris.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an effective way to play the Tigris, right? Because it would involve punching face and taking 2 damage loss to the Staff of Ykir. The Azrai line is going to be, you know, in an awkward position. It's not like the Tigris gets much value by summoning the Tiger either.
Well, yeah,
this
no,
is
he
nice.
Yeah, he
This
did
is
it.
nice. You get to kill the
perfectly. Yeah, he gets to clear
the
board.
Meteorologist. That's clever. So the Tigris will still... The Tigris dies to like a ping, but you're still forcing them to have it. Oh.
I like that he left the.
Someone generally seems to be
Azrai line
playing
on the board.
Yeah, playing very, very aggressively. Both the decks I've seen are aggro decks. This is a lot of pressure. I think his playstyle seems to be like just run him over as fast as possible. So that way you don't really need like keeping cards in hand as well, which is quite nice. Just splurge stuff onto the board and then finish them off.
Yeah.
Which I think means you can get away with making plays like draining, waving a relatively low value unit like that, just to help keep your opponent further and further on the back foot.
You know, that Appearing's Claim kind of seems like a win more card at this point, because right now Sibin has priority. He has his what's the term? He has the initiative, so it's on Poncho here to
The tempo.
yeah, to recuperate board state.
Yeah.
And so by the time he does that, right, Sibin will probably end up on 7 mana and then just can dumpster the entire board state. Poncho spent the several turns building.
At the same time, though, like Sibin is sort of low on cards, so one card turn is pretty good, and a claim is just a solid play.
Hmm.
Especially if you know I'm gonna maybe play Swarm King Scarab or a big minion then to try to slow him down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked when you grabbed the mana tile there, so he couldn't rush out Mage Sworn, because that would have been
Yeah,
tough.
I mean I also needed the mana tile to blood tier
Hmm.
and clear the board, but yeah, I definitely wanted to do that. I was very happy to top deck that blood tier, or else my play would have been pretty sad. But
He just gets stolen, but I suspect it's not going to happen. Well, Blue Conjurer, wow. That is an odd inclusion, especially with Mage Swarm.
in the main board too, I've seen a lot of Blue Conjurer in Argion. It's quite good.
In the main board, Simon
But
is. Simon
I
is,
mean, I don't know if this is his main board specifically, or he like sort of tweaked it for me, but
Yeah, possibly was expecting the...
he got the 50-50 here too, which is really unfortunate for me.
Yeah. That's true.
solid emote game.
If you can't win, you gotta win the emote game at least.
Hmm. We were seeing
What do you
some very interesting BM suggestions in Baronian's chat before he had to take off.
This is a nice blood of air, at least.
The Grabnel would have been amazing if you could get it on the right tile. Oh, no, the Latigris is extra buffed.
Yeah, it's
And Poncho doesn't have enough mana.
Yeah. No, I'm quite far off from the grapnel.
Oh, interesting. I think I would have attacked the lion there. Because then...
Well, yeah, but here I'm like keeping my artifact, and he's at 15. So if he wants to punch my face with his face, then he's to double punch me. Then he's getting low. He also doesn't have roar, so I wasn't too scared about the.
Oh, that's true.
The
And
lion.
then natural holy immolation just comes and ruins your day.
No,
Ugh.
actually, Sibin just ruined my day even further.
With Mage Sworn.
Yep. And I should have been replacing this grapnel. Like, I greeted for it because, you know, I saw the little Tigris, etc. Right? It should be good. But at the same time, like, when I had it initially and I could have replaced it, he was going to roar his Tigris if it ever lived. So I would have had to wait for, like, 7 mana to be able to play that grapnel. So I definitely greeted for the grapnel, and it was incorrect. And... Yeah. Now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck with a pretty terrible hand, and yeah.
So do you think Sybin like figured you'd be playing this steel minion deck, so he wanted to shut off your Bloodborne spell, or do you think he just played Mage Sworn because he knew in general shutting off Bloodborne spells were good?
I mean, shutting down Bloodborne spells in general was really good. I don't know what he was expecting me to play for my 3 decks when he started the match, the set, but
I don't think I like the Mage Sworn here, because you're playing, like, Argion decks tend to rely on the BBS to make even your crappy creatures into threats, and he's playing Draining Wave.
Yeah, but Draining Wave is like really good early. After he can just replace it, it's really not that useful.
Yeah, it draws, I mean. And if you're expecting piles and piles of powerful combo decks, or, you know, you just forgot to de-sideboard, then yeah, that makes sense.
Kind of sucks that none of those spawned in a way that you could like walk away from it. Like
yeah, I really wish they would have spawned all like in front of his Mage Sworn. That way, his Argion wouldn't have been able to punch one.
Mm-hmm.
But that was hoping for a lot.
Yeah, that's quite unlikely.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, this wasn't my optimal play for sure. But it was the only thing I had in my hand, so
it just gives you something to do, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, just sort of have a body for myself after this play.
Yeah,
as long as that thing to do isn't
I think
cast.
you're forced into it pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think
make him like not.
here, just for like how sweet that would be. Must be immense. It is a bit annoying as well that Mage Swarm only being a 3/8 means you can't really kill anything with it on your turn.
Yeah, the fact that I can't BBS it to steal it is like so annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too. And yeah, this is where I forgot that Second Wish costs 2 mana and not like 3. So.
Oh, so you didn't replace it or something.
You know, interesting thing to think about
no, that
here.
Trinity Oath. That's so good.
You can Blood of Air off his Mage Sworn, but if he never attacks yours, you can't get rid of it either. So you basically shut down your own Bloodborne spell with copying the Mage Sworn.
Yeah, but mine is a Mirage, right? So it just dies super quickly.
It dies if he attacks it, but if he chooses not to and
Yeah.
just puts face pressure on you, then he can just leave that off as long as he's willing to take the 3 damage.
Yeah, but it's a minion for me. Like, he wants to get rid of it. But yeah, I thought I had access to Second Wish like a dummy here, and
Oh.
I thought I could clear, and Second Wish the Mage Sworn, so he can like kill it off.
It vanishes when attacked, not when damaged.
Yes, that's correct. It's when it's attacked, not damaged.
And
Yeah,
so
I like this line. I think
because
the best you got rid of.
well, because of this, my positioning was terrible, right? He can attack the Mage Sworn with Argion instead of with the Mage Sworn. So he's free to move with his Mage Sworn wherever he wants to.
Yeah, that's true. You could have moved somewhere else. Like, you could have put Sephiron where the Mage Sworn is now, and then body blocked. Same result anyway, because it doesn't get to counterattack. So it's basically the same.
No, forcing his Mage Sworn to Mage Sworn, like, helps for positioning purposes.
So is his play the double Iron Cliff? Or sorry, the double Silver Guards?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the point where I lose for sure. Silverguard is like a really good minion against Vitruvian.
It's interesting how long he held on to those appearance claims.
You can't really Blood of Air them.
The real big brain play there, of course, is to dispel your own Mage Swarm and then roar it.
The desperation draw. What were you hoping for at this point?
Yeah, I would have needed like third Blood of Air to be able to do something, I think.
Yeah.
You
running like Imara or anything? I guess not.
No, I'm playing Swarm King Scarab, but which I mean, I guess would have been pretty good. Yeah, with the Celebrant in that positioning, I could have run it back.
Yeah, playing and then you lose, but you know it's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what you're going for here. Setting up the range unit, it does give you an out. Like if your opponent goes all face and continues to develop board, then you get like a 4/3 or 5/3 ranged attacker. But works.
He can get 13 damage that I can see here.
Yeah.
30.
Well, he could if he wanted to.
I can't 11.
He can roar after the Mage Swarm.
Oh wait,
dies.
no, the Mage Swarm dies. Yeah, be silly. Although, playing for board control.
Yeah, I mean, he would have had to claim either way for that damage for the position. But here he chooses to develop board even further, and
yeah. I like the restraint in not cashing in the Mage Sworn now, saving it so that you can't BBS and then playing it sacking it next turn.
This feels really rough because like I feel like this game was decided several turns ago, and we just kind of have to watch it play out.
Yeah, it was decided when he
Yeah.
drew Oath, and then after my terrible play, and he had time to and get the cards back and then win.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a mix of things, right? Like you had a non-turn, which really sucks.
Yeah.
And like the Mage Sworn, like you don't even have that many spells in your deck that it turns off, but it was specifically.
Yeah, but shutting down BBS and really hurt my grapnel, and then
Yeah. I mean,
shutting down Second Wish too.
BBS as well. Like they can just raw stuff to play around grapnel.
I feel like playing a Furian's Claim like that to just kill a single minion is such a flex.
Oh yeah.
Well, he needed to because otherwise he couldn't BBS.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true, yeah.
he needed to BBS in order for lethal, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Alrighty. So that is the set between Cybin and PonchoMango, resulting in Cybin moving on to the top 4. That part of the bracket is now complete. We'll be seeing Cybin versus Nick Laren, so now we'll have to see the winners between Stoic Rooster and Squee and Boobies and Draco Moriarty. And I need to double check if I have Draco on my friends list. I sure don't.
So who do you wanna watch now?
I think we'll just go between Stoic Rooster
and Squee.
And Squee first.
We're gonna watch the quarters game.
Yes. Can you do me a favor and get in touch with Draco and tell him to add me so we can spectate his game with Boobies?
Yeah,
that match seems to be over already. By the way.
Say again.
Yeah.
Draco and Stoic Rooster seem to have finished already, so we could actually watch their semi-final game match.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna.
Done as well.
Yeah.
So it might be worth speeding ahead.
Okay. Well, let's check out one more game from this set, and then we'll move on there.
Alrighty.
Let's see. We'll just check out the decider game here.
Sounds good.
Stoic Rooster versus Squee. Just getting this loaded. Man, searching through the history of games can always be a little daunting because there's.
Yeah, it's a pain, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you mess it up, you gotta take the time to go back and reload it. All right, so it looks like this is a Ragnora versus an RGN game.
Oh, classic.
I'm interested in this. This is Oh, I have actually a question for you. Was Wanderer banned for this tournament?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
All trials were banned.
Okay, because yeah, I was expecting to see more of that, but I didn't see anyone using it, so I just assumed it was out.
Oh yeah, I would have 100% been playing Wanderer if it was legal.
No, there was quite a hefty ban list for this tournament, just to see different things then.
For the sake of variety, for the sake of not breaking the replay?
Yeah, part of it, but mainly variety.
Okay. It's a quick blood tier opener from Stoic. Not a whole lot of conflict going on. Just kind of vying for mana tiles here is what it looks like. What do you think Squee develops with here? The Erratic Raptor, maybe?
Probably. The Rage Binder is not bad, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any other golems to make a payoff with that.
He doesn't need the healing anyways. Like, it's...
Because the Raptor dies unless you play it in a safe spot, whereas Ragebinder on board survives.
Right.
So it'll force out another card. In this case, Stoic has an Arclight Sentinel, so it'll die.
Yeah, which is...
I like this play a lot.
Which is weird here, because he didn't, like, block the tile from Stoic. Stoic can
I
ramp
think
to
that's fine.
5.
I think
I don't know. Ramping to 5 as
you have a
Argent
good
is
way
pretty
here.
scary. Like an Iron Cliff here would be pretty punishing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And like, this is definitely blonde from Stoic. I mean, I know it for sure, but like just from seeing Sand. I mean, from Squeeze perspective, you can't know for sure, but giving a 5-drop to Argion when you don't really have a way to deal with it, with like being a Latigrus or a Cliff maybe is quite
Yeah,
punishing.
I'm always skeptical of developing a board over clearing your opponent's board because I just play a lot of games where like leaving a single minion alive turns into a massive punish. So I guess they're not too worried about that early game.
I mean,
kill the
it,
blood there. And I think you do lose a lot by putting the Rage Binder against the wall. Like, there is a lot to gain by putting the Rage Binder in the middle. You still deny turns where your opponent plays 2 minions for 5 mana instead of 1 big one. And it's in a much better position for like pushing your opponent into the wall, into the corner, which is already happening, right? So Squee has a major kind of strategic positional advantage here. Obviously, the Latigrus is a very powerful card. But if there's an Ironcliff, you're not afraid of Ironcliff. He's got Egg-Morph, so I think it's only specifically Latigrus that's the problem.
probably, yeah.
I generally am a big fan of like trying to. I mean, I'll do the Duelyst thing where you have to kill your opponent's stuff every turn you lose, as much as anybody. But I think there's quite a lot of cost there to playing around to denying that 5-drop.
Yeah, well, that's
it.
pretty much true for any minion deck, but some decks like you tend to say, you know, my minions are a bit better than yours, so I can win that. But yeah, this Tempest is really rough.
That's gross. I like the body block with the cub as well. That's nice.
Oh yeah, hey, how about that?
Oh yeah, it wasn't guaranteed, but it was. He should have moved the Latigrus first. That way, the body block was guaranteed. But
the cub could move, so it's not a problem.
well, no, it could have spawned in the corner and then not being able to body block.
Well, then then it could have moved diagonally and the Tigris could have backed up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it would have been a body. It would have still body blocked, I guess. Yeah. All right. We're gonna see a bit of a comeback, though. We right? No, he doesn't have an egg. No. If he had BBS, if he had BBS last turn, this would be fine. But this is.
Yeah.
Does Lava Lance work if he has an opponent's minion as an egg? Because if so, he can. Okay.
No. You have to own an egg.
Gotcha.
You can still Lava Lance the cub and egg the Tigris. It's a bit desperate, but it can work.
Oh yeah, that's
mad desperate.
I mean, he doesn't have a good.
Earlier on, I egg morphed a wild tar just to make it not have 8 power. That was the saddest play I've ever made in my life. Then I died.
I was really scared. I was like, does he have the ping? Does he have the ping? And then I was like, oh no, he just has nothing else to do.
My hand was absolute garbage, yeah.
Yeah. But I think I think Squee had to do the Lava Lance Egmorph play here because this is really not a good proactive play for him.
Why didn't he go into the corner to threaten Latigrus? Because if he was in the corner, there's no way where Latigrus could have gone that he couldn't punch next turn unless he got provoked.
He couldn't, right? The cub was in the way.
Yeah, but he Lava Lanced it. Oh no, I guess he didn't. I'm stupid.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't. So maybe that would have been better. Just go in the corner, punch the Tigris, and then play something. Whatever.
Yeah. So is he just going for a Ripper Wombo combo lethal here?
Possibly. Mageshorn is definitely gonna shut that down though.
Yeah, Jesus. Dude, Mageshorn MVP so far.
Oh yeah, Mageshorn is a really good card.
It has clutched several games so far.
It's like I was saying earlier, I part of the reason that I chose the set of decks I chose was because I wanted a deck that could play Magesworn. And playing Magesworn earlier is even better.
And what deck were you playing Mage-Horn? You didn't play it versus me, so. In your third deck?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I like this Agmorph.
Really, I think the Mechantor was better, honestly. I think you can wait
Oh,
on
yeah.
egg morphing the. Oh well, I guess
So I
you're
didn't see
the.
put it in a small window.
No, you're also clearing the Lutigers
Oh,
with the Lavalence.
yeah.
Plus, dealing with Mage Horn opens up future turns to be able to use like Ripper and Bloodborne spell or Lava
Yep.
Lance.
I think Squeak could have backed up though, and prevented Stoic Rooster from connecting with Roar, forcing the Arclight Sentinel to clear the egg rather than Argyon. Because that's what he wants to do with Argyon. With Arclight, he either wants to get a better position or go face, which he did there. And with Argyon, he really doesn't want to punch anything but an egg. So I think giving him the egg target there to Argyon rather than to Arclight was a bit of a mistake.
Man, these Agmorphs. Cards doing work.
Not turning into Ripper combos though, and that's pretty much his only win con that I can see at the moment.
I think you can win by Mechantoring down your opponent if they have a weak turn.
Yeah,
That is another one.
you can still draw your Ripper combo too. We saw earlier in Squeeze Hand that he was playing Weaker, so he's not relying on the Egg-Morphs plus the Wild Inceptors. He has another way to combo, so.
Inceptors yet, so if those are in the deck, those are still available as well. Oh, classic dual test.
I haven't seen Squeeze list. Do you know if he runs them or not?
Run Switch.
Wild Interceptor?
I bet he does, but I haven't seen his deck list either. So
It makes sense.
but he seems to be like pretty heavy on egg stuff, right? So Wild Inceptor would just make loads of sense, and he's confirming that he does in the chat. So.
Okay, cool.
He says it.
Once again, the hands are a little desynced. Oh well.
I like this body block.
It's an effective one too. He can't get rid of it just by clearing with the Arclight in his face, because then he still has the egg to deal with.
I mean he can roar, but it's not like the Altus is lethal, so he could roar the Sentinel, punch it with face, but then you still have the Mechantor to deal with, and it's.
This seems like a good answer to it, though.
Yeah, he's gonna Tempest, I guess, to avoid 2 damage.
Yeah.
Oof.
Taunt as well. So
That
protection
should
from
be
combo.
lethal with his face too, right?
Oh, is this lethal?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I can't see Squeeze HP. Wow. Okay. Yeah, the pixel were blocking the 7 HP for my vision.
Yeah, I've got the
the
Discord view, which is like Lego, and then I'm spectating one of the players on my screen, which is, well, half of it.
Okay, so since we are not watching the last game of the quarterfinals, I will just announce the results. After Stoic Rooster moved on to the semifinals, Draco Moriarty also moved on to the semifinals. So the semifinals look like Siban versus Nick Laren and Stoic Rooster versus Draco Moriarty.